Welcome to episode 92 of the Pack Life Podcast. I'm your host, Bruiser Carter, along with my family. Beside me, we got first arrival, Mr. Johnny Mars. Welcome back. Can we see some Super Bowl?
I appreciate that, but I will not take credit for being first arrival. That was not me, but glad to be back. It's been a minute.
Dialing with me is my brother, Mr. Carter.
Cutthroat.
Dialing with me, we got my cousin, Mr. Duma.
Have me as always, yes, sir.
And last but not least is first arrival, Mr. Slim Reaper himself, JC Stewart.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
It's a great day to be alive. You know, I feel revolutionized.
I felt that.
2 thumbs up for this guy.
How was your Valentine's Day weekends, fellas? Y'all did something nice for your queen?
Nope.
I felt pretty good. If you ask me and my girl enjoyed
My boy Jay said no.
At all.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I celebrated Valentine's Day. Might have been when our classmates came to school and handed out candy. Might have been like the last time I actually got something for Valentine's Day. It is what it is, though. You know, it's a holiday that people feel pressured into doing great things.
Let them know.
You know, just love your loved one every day you can.
Third Eye John here to teach us some knowledge, you know. It was good. Hogs game, COVID precautions, of course. Papa those. Watch Judas and the Black Messiah. Good, great movie.
Great movie.
We'll talk about it later. But we come in here with some breaking news. We have the NBA All-Star starters now available. For the Western Conference, it is Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard. And on the East, and in the Eastern Conference, we have Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. LeBron is the captain of the West, and KD is the captain of the East. I want to go straight to Demond because Demond came on just attacking people when he found out his guy, his main man, Kyrie, is a starter. Demond, take it away. But were there any snubs? Do you approve all these listings? Talk to us, man.
Well, what can you say? The hate has been projected towards Kyrie Irving well before the season even started. I always said his return to stardom was going to start with him being a starter at the guard position in the All-Star game, which he now has been revealed to be. Not shocked. I mean, other people will tell you that he doesn't deserve it. Other people were more deserving, but they have still yet to appreciate his game and the art that is Kyrie's game. So, I mean, a finals run might do that again, but people forget that he had the greatest finals offensively. And you tell me who had a better, So it's just, but looking at my list, thank you, courtesy of the Pack Life Pod. Appreciate you, Bruiser. I only got one guy wrong. Luka starting over Dame. I think that's a snub. But other than that, I mean, I predicted everything. Kawhi, Anthony Davis didn't make it. He'll make it as a reserve most likely. But everything else, KD, I expected him to be captain, of course, leading bucket getter, almost averaging 30, back from coming off of Achilles. So it's just expected of these top-notch hoopers to go out and start in the All-Star game. So it's pretty easy.
John, you weren't here when we did our All-Star starters predictions, but you were very adamant and vocal that Zach LaVine makes the All-Star team. Did you mean an All-Star starter, or like how you feeling, man?
Yeah. I mean, respectfully, politically, I understand the starters in the East. Number one player in points per game should be a starter. We know the story of Bradley Beal last year and last season. So being that the starters are voted on, by fans, it made sense for the people to say that Bradley Beal should start this year. I don't really too much have a problem with it. I just figured personally with LaVine's team success being higher, his individual play all around being better, that he should be a starter over Bradley Beal. But this was a feeling thing, not a logic thing. So it is what it is. The people decided with their heart instead of with their mind. It is what it is. Kyrie starting is not an issue. His team has high success. Again, the Eastern Conference is pretty weak. But I will say, though, one impressive thing about the Brooklyn Nets, that they are the only team, and I could be wrong, but they are the only team, I believe, who has a winning record against the Western Conference. Said this to you all earlier in the chat. So the fact that they are showing that they're going to be able to compete with who you have to compete with to get a title, I think allows them to have as many All-Stars as they need, those who are contributing. So Kyrie starting doesn't bother me. The front court with Giannis and Joel, Joel, MVP season, Giannis, MVP season. And then KD, again, like Damon said, coming off the Achilles injury and balling for 30 a game and looking like the Achilles injury made him better or immortal. Obviously not immortal. He's not playing tonight. But so no problem with the starters. Western Conference, I thought Dame should start just because he doesn't have CJ. And that's an adjustment he had to make mid-season. And his game still elevated. It didn't get worse. And he brought his team success. So I thought that, I mean, they're top 4 team in the West. I definitely thought he should have started at least over Curry. But Curry's having a great year, spectacularly things being done by him. So it is what it is. We'll look to see who the reserves are going to be. I know Levine will be 1 in the East, and my dark horse in the West. I don't know if Zion is so much a dark horse, but he should be someone who gets in. So that's kind of what I'm looking like. Although their teams aren't having the most success.
Right. And Jace, you had on your prediction of Levine starting. I believe everybody had the forwards pretty much set except for Cut with AD in there, and I believe Jalen had Paul George in there. But you went a different path. You went Levine, even though currently his team's not in the playoffs, but he's having career numbers. Tell us why you like that. Why did you want him to start? You're on mute, bud. There you go.
I just want him to just, I still think he deserves a start. He's having a career numbers, career year. So it was kind of a up in the air thing. If he started, he started. If he didn't, he didn't. But I didn't expect Kyrie Irving to start at all. I didn't expect it. I wasn't mad about it, of course. James Harden having 24, 7, and 11. I feel like it's a given, like starting numbers. But hey, Kyrie averaging 28, 4, and 5. I guess that's starting numbers as well. It's Kyrie Irving at the same time. So why not give it to Kyrie? Why not? Damon's pretty happy about it. He's pretty giddy. But in my opinion, James Harden should have started over Kyrie.
I chose Kyrie to start. I appreciate his game. He was balling this year. So I thought he deserved it. I had Jaylen Brown in over Bradley Beal. Just seeing what he was doing with the Celtics team, I thought he deserved that credit. But the Celtics are on a downturn. They lost. They're currently 14-14 in the 5th seed. So they're at 500 after losing Marcus Smart. So I'm not mad, but Bill made it. It just shows that it feels like the All-Star system, they reward in the East guards who put up great numbers but not winning. It's becoming a trend. We seen it last year with Trae Young. So I would like to see how if another star breaks out and have a similar type of situation next season, how would they vote? Would it be the same or will it be different? I also had Donovan Mitchell starting over Dame and over Luka Doncic and over Dame Lillard. I thought having the best record in the NBA, leading the team that is the best team in the NBA. I believe you said 20 out of 21 wins, John. They're on the streak, yes sir. So I thought Donovan Mitchell should have been rewarded. He's been playing stellar. He's been keeping up his game he had since the bubble, and I thought he should have been rewarded. But I'm sure him and Gobert would make it in the reserve spots. But I thought Donovan Mitchell deserved that spot. Carter, welcome back.
Been in tune the whole time and heard a lot of the stuff that was said. I'll start with the word.
Before you start, can I ask you a question, man?
Uh,
Anthony Davis did not start. You don't want to have AD in your start lineup. How do you feel, man? Talk to us.
I mean, I'm not surprised when I think the NBA likes the whole idea of the the pass first type big men, the big men that facilitate and stuff. So that doesn't surprise me. I knew Kawhi was gonna start, and I knew what's his name? LeBron was gonna start. I knew LeBron and Kawhi was gonna start. So I felt like people underestimate the fact that them people really played a championship in October and started the season in December. Regardless of what you think, or there's no excuse. Nobody has sat out that long, whereas nobody sat out that short of a time ever. And there's teams that literally have not played since March 2020. So I think that was overlooked. The fact that people sat out from March 2020 to December 2020. That's a whole, 7 months, 6 months, 8, no, not, dang, almost 9 months. So I felt like that was overlooked. But I don't think it's an excuse. He's not playing at the level he was playing last year. But I think that has a lot to do with it. And now that he's injured, he's gonna get some more. He got time off, so he got time to get his legs up under him, and hopefully he come back strong. So honestly, I mean, it really wouldn't matter. He might get an All-Star as a reserve, but he won't. It'll count as his like All-Star appearance, but he won't play. So that might actually give him more time, extra time off. Sticking with the West, I knew Steph was gonna start. Steph was first in fan ranking. Obviously, he's the most popular. He was number 1 in player ranking because he came back and he's looked good. And he was number 1 in media rank because the media loves him. However, I do not like the fact that Dame starts. It's not starting over Luka. I find that very disrespectful, and I find it funny because Luka won the fan vote. He was in second behind Steph. Dame came in third. But for the media and player ranking votes, Dame came in second and Luka came in third. But fan vote is worth 50 and media and them are worth 25 each. So that's the only reason that Luka's starting over him. And I'm really disappointed in the fans. But I think that's where it comes down to fans only care about buckets and it's just flashiness. Whereas Dame is kind of one of them gritty players and he does the same thing Luka do. So I don't get it. We don't get triple doubles, so I guess whatever. But last night, Dame literally had 40 and 16, 44 and 16.
You don't take into account that Luka is a European, that the whole continent was probably.
Oh, I'm sure it's continent back then, but that's why I don't think the fan vote should be the end all be. I think it should be 30, 30, 33, 33, 33, 33, 33. So I don't think it should come down to.
If it was a tie, how would you break it down?
I think since they only included players, media, and fans, they could really make it 25, 25, 25 and add coaches in there and everybody get a 25% piece.
Okay, I see.
But I don't like the fact that got to say that determined that he wasn't a starter in the All-Star game when it's literally only 2 people in the MVP race right now, like as the front runners, and it's LeBron and him. And I don't understand how he don't get that. Nah.
So Joel Embiid is not in the MVP race?
I don't think he's top 2.
Wait, what? Who's top 2?
Dame and LeBron.
I disagree.
Yeah.
You can disagree.
that Joel Embiid is averaging a double-double, bro. Like
that's his job. He's a starting center.
But not every big is doing it. Not every starting big is doing it.
But that's low key what he's out there to do. Is average double-double.
Is he supposed to average 30 points a game too?
It's people that average triple doubles that didn't win MVP. So I'm not understanding why averaging a double-double gets you that nod or that respect.
Because they had their first seed in the Eastern Conference. That's why. Those people who averaged triple doubles weren't the top team in their conference. So therefore, they didn't get the recognition they should have got. But I didn't want to disturb your take.
Lakers was number 1 last year, and LeBron almost averaged a triple-double. He was averaging a double-double for sure, and he averaged 8 assists. I mean, he averaged 10 assists, and he averaged 6, 7 rebounds, and he didn't get it. And they were the number 1 seed. So I'm just, calling out fallacies in that argument.
The Bucks were the number 1 seed last year, so.
But he didn't average a triple-double. He averaged a double-double, and LeBron averaged a double-double too.
But they had a better record.
I don't care about regular season records.
And he also won Defensive Player of the Year.
Right, that he shouldn't have won. That he shouldn't have won.
I'm saying that
you can't say
to win DPOY means, like
he wasn't the best defensive player last year, bro. I don't care how they try to make that cookie.
He was top 3.
But he didn't deserve both.
But I'm saying that's why he got MVP though, because he was that good defensively as well. And their team was that good.
The DPOY don't get that don't go hand in hand. I can't agree with that. I don't think he do. Maybe
I'm saying that plays a factor as to why he got MVP, because he was a finalist for DPOY.
It'd be random DPOY that never were in the MVP race all the time.
I think we're going around in circles, but go ahead and finish your take.
We are. Or we order.
So on to the East. Who the starter? Bradley Beal. Only reason Bradley Beal's starting this year because his team has the same success about they had last year is just because he got snubbed last year. So that's the only reason I feel like he won. He made it in with no questions asked.
Go ahead, bro. We all want to hear what you got to say about your hate. Go ahead. Stop putting it off. Stop looking around it. Go ahead.
trying to see something. There you go. That's what I need to see. So, Bradley Beal had number one fan vote, number one player, and number
Which
one
is
media.
wild. Which is wild that he was one and
That
all.
is, yeah, that's crazy to see. Kyrie was number 2 in fan vote. He has the fans, so I'm not even surprised there. Player rank 2, surprising to me, but I mean it's good. But media rank, I'm with the media.
That media rank, the media.
He gave him 4. And I agree because I felt like Harden and I felt like I wonder who else got that over them. Hold up, let me see. They didn't show it. That's whack. They only just showed they vote. They don't show who was the reason. So him to be 4 by the media, that means I'm more than positive it was Levine possibly over him. It was Bill over him, obviously, and Harden over him. Or Jaylen Brown and Harden. It's Harden and somebody else that was over him for him to be 4. So I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm not against it. I don't think he's playing bad. I just think I feel like they holding stuff against Harden because of how he was playing with Houston, but nobody's taking in the fact that Kyrie did the whole sit out for his sister's birthday stuff, and nobody's like speaking on that. But I guess that don't matter. And
It don't.
It should though, because if you're gonna hold Harden not wanting to be traded, the same thing Draymond Green came out and LeBron just came out and said about Andre Drummond and them is exactly what Harden was doing, and people made it an issue. But then when it comes to not being professional and you want to be on the team, it is not an issue. But when it's you want to leave a team, it's an issue. So I think that's just, what's the word for that? When people want to play the middle, or they're not something
critical.
Yeah, but KD number 1 in fan vote, obviously. NBA missed him. Player rank 1, media rank 3. But that really don't matter because they send 3 forwards. I think what Kenny Smith said on TNT Inside the NBA is true, that if the forwards aren't doing as well, I think it should be 3 guards and 2 forwards in some cases, like especially the West. The West is so guard packed, and the fact that Dame missed it when it really could have been like Jokic would miss it because his team not playing as good. I think that should have been something that mattered. Or even Donovan Mitchell not making it. His team is number 1. No, I'm saying Jokic is playing good, but his team isn't good. But I mean, if that's what you're going, people include that.
Then we have to take our Bradley Beal.
I will say
that's why he didn't make it last year, though, bro. That's what we argued about last year.
I'm saying,
but they're over 500 and they're in the playoff picture right now in the Western Conference. It's still a tough conference.
If you look
and
at the East, a bunch of people that's making All-Star and their team is under 500.
I will
almost
say,
all of them. A lot of them. Like, a lot of teams in the East are under 500 and they get to be All-Star in the All-Star game.
I will say, I don't know in what world Jokic is putting up 50-point games and 29 in the first half, and he's coming off the bench.
And they're still losing.
I mean, so you got to keep it on both sides.
No, I don't, because this is the thing. Y'all are so critical of other players when they do that exact same thing. But then these dudes do it, and they get a pass for it.
His team is in the playoffs right now.
Oh, bro, but I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you mean they're losing when they have a winning record?
My point is, when people see triple doubles by certain players, it's it don't matter, or it's not conducive to winning.
You can say his name.
I don't want to make it about him, but I'm just saying that's what y'all do. I don't understand. I don't understand how people could just sit here and then give credit for people doing the same thing that he was doing. It just mind-boggling. You're like, give credit when it's due. I'm not dissing Kyrie. I just think other players were playing better than him and do more than him. It's not all about scoring, but the All-Star game, I guess people want to see all scoring, which I get. That's fine, but that's not the end-all be-all for me. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Giannis is 2-2-1 fan player media, and Embiid is 3-3-2. Obviously, with them 3 forwards, but I think Kenny Smith's idea of guards getting 3 people in when it's a guard-dominated game now, it's a guard-dominated game. They should be able to get 3 people in, and then the big men get that. The forwards and the center split them last 2 spots.
I think a better idea would be 2 guards, 2 forwards, then a wild card. It could be guard or forward.
Right, anybody. Right, that's fair. And because Donovan Mitchell's team is number 1, and not only are they number 1, he's playing at an elite level, and he didn't even get top 3. He wasn't even running. It was gonna be Dame or Luka regardless behind Steph.
Before we predict who the reserves are, which accolade do you think should weigh more? Being an NBA All-Star or being a first team All-NBA, second and third team All-NBA? Because I feel like the rankings for that is first team, then All-Star, then second and third team All-NBA. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Who want to go? Go,
Let
Carter.
me just finish up. Wow, I was already talking. I think all pro means more, but then again, ain't that voted on by media?
Yes, 100% by media.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they need to figure out a way to where it's more. The peers should have something to say about it. I value NBA players' opinion. I do, and I think their opinion on other players should matter. I don't care if they do an NBA top 100 like the NFL do or something. I would like to get an insight as to, or the top 50 NBA top 50, where they explain why. Because if anybody knows it's them, they know they're the one playing against them, and I think that should matter. But all pro, I mean, it's a lot of snubs on all pro all the time too. Like didn't Bam get snubbed last year?
First team All NBA, first team.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not all pro. First team All NBA and second. Didn't Bam get snubbed? I don't think he made a team last year, and that was crazy to me.
Dude, I do think it's based on regular season. I want to say too.
I mean, I guess, but last year was a crazy season too. But so you telling me them people, did they include the bubble in their picks, or they picked before the bubble?
I'll have to see.
But nonetheless,
I think they did include the bubble regular season.
I think the players should have a say in a lot of these votes, which is why the All-Star voting it's a good idea. And the fan voting is cool, but then they do all this double points this day, double points that day, double this, double vote. They need to let another group get into that. So I would like to see them add that fourth round to the All-Star. But I guess in that case, since it's all media, the media can have something against you, or they could love you and hype you, as we've seen a lot. So I think All-Star low-key better than being a first team.
Got you, John. What you think? Do you think being an NBA All-Star is more important? Is a better accolade than being a first team, second team, or third team All NBA?
I do. Reason being is the All-Star is more influenced on the people that go into selecting this position and this accolade. It's an accolade that players who watch the game every single day get a chance to feel a part of, selecting, for the starters at least. So I definitely feel like at least if you're a starter, that holds a lot of weight. But when you're the first, second team, that's like journalists and writers, and so it's like it's kind of biased. You know what I'm saying? It's not really. I think it don't tell the whole story of that particular season. Like a lot of players who are in MVP runnings, they don't get that MVP award. But I think can you imagine like if an MVP award or first team selections were done the same way it was done All-Star, I think it would be like, a lot more telling of that person's individual performance for the year. So because of that, I think the All-Star selection is definitely important, because like it's All-Star. That means like you're having a fantastic season. Like when someone say, "Oh, you're an All-Star in 2018 or 2017," they're gonna go and look at what you did and be like, "Oh yeah, these are All-Star numbers." But I will say though, in certain cases, that's not always true, because you look at the Atlanta Hawks and you go see Kyle Korver in the season they win like 2015 or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, these are not All-Star numbers." But then you might look at that team and say, "All right," so you get it. So I think the All-Star it holds a lot more weight, personally, just because of the people that are able to select the All-Star.
Because there's a belief going on in the NBA community that that All-Star game should be with All-Stars. It should be with the shooters, the hoopers who's gonna be shooting pull-up threes, alley hoops from half court, windmill dunks, tomahawk dunks, rather than the players who are like their game isn't that, like Ben Simmons, Rudy Gobert, Sabonis. So it's like, do they have to make like a distinction? Because people feel like the All-Star game is supposed to be like a fun exhibition game with all the crazy highlights going, but doing that you would exclude the people who are having a great season. So it's like I'm trying to find like a definition of it. What you think, Jace? How you think it should be?
I'm gonna just bring it all in a nutshell. If you hooping this season, you should be an All-Star. If your stats show that you balling, you doing what you got to do. Yeah, if your team winning a little bit, I feel like you should be an All-Star. I understand like the shooters and all that type of like folks wanted to be excited, but at the end of the day, it is an entertainment to us. But this is what they do for a living. This is what they love. So I feel like they should be like what's the word? I don't know. Like they should be
Awarded.
but like it's another word. But awarded. They should be awarded for recognized. They should be recognized for what they're doing. They should be recognized for what they're doing in the regular season and all these games that they're playing. They're playing 82 games, sometimes back to back to back, sometimes back to back. So I just feel like if you hooping, you balling, you doing what you got to do, you're doing your job. I feel like you should be an all-star.
Yeah, I feel like no system is perfect, but I do think the players agree that getting the All-Star nod is more important than and more meaningful than getting the first team All NBA, second team All NBA. What you think, Demond? Which accolade should weigh more, being first team, second team, or third team All NBA, or being NBA All Star?
Well, I think just because how much people magnify and everything that goes into All Star voting, it's definitely put on a higher pedestal. But in terms of my opinion, I think the NBA first team, at least first team All NBA, means more than an All Star, just because it's really hard to make those cuts, even harder than um, the all-star starters, and that's because that's taken for the highest level of everything. Like we can debate what we think the NBA all-star criteria should be, but when you look at the history of these all NBA teams, you need to be winning. You need to have the numerous highlight moments of that season that made me say, is this player an MVP? Is this player like the best of his position in this season? And I think that steps out once you take a look. I mean, that separates the cream from the top, the cream of the crop. You just look at LeBron not even making an All NBA team. I think it was 2 years ago, and that's just crazy. But to think about the level of people like Giannis was playing, and that wasn't even his best. And I think who made it over? I think KD made it over LeBron, but of course LeBron had been hurt. It's just crazy to think about stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to say all NBA first team matters more. Once you get to the second, and especially the third team, then it gets towards the all-star reserves, and at that point.
Gotcha. I was just curious, just a little curious. Let's do our NBA All-Star reserves predictions. So the reserve criteria is 2 guards, 3 forwards or centers, and 2 wild cards, which could be a guard or a forward or a center.
That's how they did it this year?
That's how they do it every year. I forgot that.
Why do more forwards get the automatic bid though? You see what I'm saying? Like it should at least be the opposite: 3 guards, 2 forwards, and 2 wild cards. Like you see what I'm saying? Especially in the West. The West is stacked at guard. Like
I think they do that because the wild card is likely to be guard because it's a wild card. So it's like, it doesn't matter what position.
But it's based on the coach's decision, though, right?
Yeah, the coaches. I forgot what the system is, but it said they can't vote for their own player, but their own players, but they got to pick the 2 guards, 3 forwards, and 2 wild cards.
And then more of a reason to make it more guards, like add more spots for guards, is because they're gonna get picked by KD and LeBron anyway. It's gonna be a draft. So I just find that crazy to me. But we could pick. I'm just saying. The process is ways they could fix the process. I feel like.
Oh, yeah, didn't hire you, Cook RC.
All right. For the East,
take it away, John. Let's go.
For the East, I think the 2 guards that fill that spot should be Harden for sure. And Jaylen Brown. The Celtics are not having the year they thought they'd have. They are missing their best defender in Marcus Smart. And that plays a huge role in their team success. So other than that, Jaylen Brown, he's been pretty straight. And we all know Harden. For the front court, I'm gonna give a nod to Bam. I think Bam deserves to go this year, even though what I'm saying, it's like a team not their best.
He got snubbed last year too.
But yeah, and I think with a lot of their players being out, like Bam has really been the steady, like heart and beat and soul for that team, just this entire year as they wait to get their players back. So I got Bam. Also have Tatum. I think he's still having a good year. You can't disrespect Tatum. He's an all-star. I think every year moving forward in his career. And I have Julius Randle filling out my third front court person. So my 2 guards, Harden and Jaylen Brown, and then my front court, I got Julius Randle. I have Bam Adebayo, and I forgot what I just said. But yeah, and then my wild cards: Ben Simmons and Zach LaVine, bro. I know Trae Young. I know Trae Young is averaging 9 assists and 25 points, and him and Luka are the only 2 players doing that. And I know that when he's not on the court, that Hawks are trash. They cannot score, and they can barely get the ball over half court. But Zach LaVine is just so proud of me. He's the 3rd best shooting guard, I believe, in the league, and I think that deserves recognition. So that's kind of what my East reserves are looking like. Got to find out who my other 4 was.
You said Tatum and Julius Randle.
Oh yeah, I said Tatum, Randle, and Bam Adebayo.
Bam.
All right. Who's ready? Who's next for the East? Or I could go.
I go.
Go.
At my guard spots, I have James Harden, of course, of the Brooklyn Nets, and Zach LaVine. My forward, I have Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics. Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis gets in there for me at my forward spot. And for my last front court spot, I'm going to take Bam. And then my wild cards are going to be Trae Young and Jaylen Brown. Ben Simmons is not going to make my list. Even with his 42-point effort, he's still only averaging 15 points for me. I'd like to see that come up more for a guy that we're saying is a star in the league. I understand he averages 8 rebounds and 8 assists as well, but I need more. Also, somebody who I feel like is going to get snubbed, Julius Randle is balling this year. I just want to put that out there. He is having career numbers all over the board. And the Knicks are a playoff team as it stands right now, but I just believe there's too much talent at the front court spot. And with Tatum, Sabonis, and Bam, I don't think Julius Randle deserves it over any of those guys. So he'll be somebody that's on the outside looking in.
All right, I'll go. For the East, I have the 2 guards, James Harden and Jaylen Brown. For the forwards, I have Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks, Domantas Sabonis from the Indiana Pacers, and Jason Tatum from the Celtics. And my 2 wild cards is Julius Randle from the Knicks and Ben Simmons from the Sixers.
You don't have Trae or Zach LaVine. That's kind of wild.
He's wilding.
That's kind of wild.
Who you said, Bruiser?
I said Harden, Brown for the guards. Middleton, Sabonis, and Tatum for the forwards. And for the wild cards, I have Julius Randle and Ben Simmons.
See, my only quarrel with your list, Bruce. So, I'm looking at Chris Middleton's stats, and I understand.
That's what I said.
I understand that Drew Holiday has come in and he's taking, he's going to take some shots and he's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more. But this year, Mike Budenholzer has Chris Middleton playing a couple more minutes. His points per game hasn't gone up. His shooting percentage just went up slightly. He's less better on the boards and a little better on the assist. Just for me, all the talent that has either arrived, returned, or taken a step in the East, for Middleton to not get that much better, I just don't.
Who would you replace over Middleton?
Jaylen Brown, Trae Young.
Brown is a guard. Middleton's considered a forward.
Oh, then I had Tatum, Sabonis, and Bam.
Damn, heard you.
Bam is having a really, really solid year. And for a team that is not playing as good as they are capable, you look at what Bam's doing. Like, he's trying to carry them on his back every night. He's having a career high across the board, except for rebounds. But
you said it. He's trying to, but he's not.
Okay. If I'm more than confident that Bam would be bashing people down low if he had Giannis running to the rim and just dishing it to him. But
the reason
I think Bam is having a better year.
Am I muted? Oh, the reason I said Ben over LaVine and Trae Young, guys, is just, I don't know. I know that he can't shoot the 3 ball. He can't score nightly like Ben. I mean, not Ben, Zach and Trae. Ben is, I think he's the front runner for DPOI, in my opinion. I think he'll be rewarded for that with All-Star.
After, I'm sorry, was that Devin Booker who had 40 on his head?
So he ain't act like Ben dropped like 35? Like, what you saying?
Man, You can't literally come out, and I'm sorry, but you cannot come out before the game and say, I'm the best defensive player in basketball, and the dude who took your girlfriend come out and home 40 on your head. Can't happen.
Without Embiid.
On his head.
Okay, Carter, what you got for it?
Huh? I'm saying that don't be his sole responsibility. There's a bunch of defenders in that mix, Danny Green and Thibault, but
talk to us Eastern reserves.
Eastern, I got Harden, obviously. I got Jaylen Brown. I got Tatum. I got Julius Randle. I have Bam. I have Trae Young. And the last spot is going to come down to LaVine or Ben Simmons. But I think they'll probably give it to LaVine, maybe. It's the coaches, though. I don't know. It depends on how coaches feel about Ben.
They'll be like, oh, you're on the best team in the East? Go right ahead, buddy. That's what they're gonna say. Jace, you ready?
Yeah.
Talk to us, man.
All right. For my guards, I'm gonna go Harden and LaVine. And front, man, it's a given. Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum, Bam. I do see Bam getting in as a reserve. But Julius and Sabonis, man, they both having great years. I'll go Sabonis though. Sabonis probably have a little better year than Julius. And then my reserves will probably be Trae Young. I don't like Ben Simmons. I don't like him.
I could have told you that.
Did I already say Jaylen Brown?
You didn't.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown.
I got you. You ready? You got your West list ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, do it, John. Let's go.
All right, man. My West guards. Obviously, give me Dame. Clearly, it's Dame time. Derek know what time it was last night when he gamed them. So it's all good. He had a buzzer. He had a buzzer beater on us in the Bulls a few weeks ago. It's gonna sound crazy, but give me Chris Paul. Like CP3, he didn't turn this Phoenix Suns organization around. I think that's all credit to one player, and that's one player only. That's Chris Paul. And I to not give him an All-Star nod this year after Devin Booker went down, after they didn't had COVID and missed a few games, I think is kind of unfair. So I definitely have CP3 getting 12th, 13th All-Star appearance. It's been an incredible run for him. So keep it going, Chris Paul. The front court is gonna get tricky because the front court, but
let's be respectful.
Let's be respectful. Give me Paul George. Obviously, if he's able to play, I think he should go. Give me Anthony Davis. He's a superstar, and I still think he's having a pretty good year. And people are gonna say, bro, he's not having an All-Star year. This was one of the players that last played in last season, and then started this year, like with everybody else. So for him to still come back and help his team be top 2 in the Western Conference, I think is All-Star worthy. So Paul George and AD for sure. I'm gonna get Zion Williamson a nod over whoever else because I think Zion is amazing. For the wild cards, I guess give me Rudy, bro. Give me Donovan. My fault. Give me Donovan for sure. And then my last person, I don't even want Rudy. I think I'm gonna take De'Aaron, bro. What? Man, I was asleep. Oh my god. I'm gonna take De'Aaron and I'm gonna take Donovan in my wild card. Now I don't think Donovan nor De'Aaron are gonna make it personally. I think they're gonna give it to Rudy Gobert. And I think they're gonna give it to somehow Mike Conley. And I think they're gonna give it to Rudy Gobert. Mike Conley's having a good year.
Donovan gonna find a way. He gonna make it. Take it away, Damon.
Okay, so for my guard spots, I have Dame and Donovan Mitchell. I mean, to me, of course, Dame is a near starter, but Donovan has to be a reserve. For my forward spots, and you'll notice a theme, I have a lot of two guys from the same team going. BI and Zion. I mean, you want to talk about BI. I know the Pelicans are not good, but BI is averaging more points at 23 points a game than AD, DeRozan, Jamal Murray, Chris Paul. BI is having a very good year, and he just keeps taking a step forward. So I like BI and Zion. Of course, Zion setting records, being mentioned in categories of Michael Jordan with shooting percentages and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. Rudy Gobert is going to take my big man spot, leading the West in blocks, continues to do what he does, always in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. My wild card spots, and this is because PG and AD, I don't have them playing, so they won't make my list. But Devin Booker and CP3. CP3, as John stated, has turned this Phoenix franchise into someone who is relevant, and Devin Booker has taken that step with CP3 by his side. I just said this in the chat a couple weeks ago. I just can't wait to see this team play playoff basketball, and to see Devin Booker in that environment with Chris Paul. I can just see him telling them, like, this is where you find out guys are different. This is like where you find out and you separate yourself. So I think Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they could be, potential tampering. Hey, come play with us. So keep that in mind.
Got you. I go next. My guard spots in the Western Conference are Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard. My forward spots are Paul George, Anthony Davis, and Rudy Gobert. My reserves, my wild cards, quite a little controversy amongst the ranks. I understand. I get it. Chris Paul and DeMar DeRozan. I feel like he can make it. I know. Oh my gosh, he's not averaging 20 points per game. Yes, I know. However, he's having a career high in assists with 6.9. He's having his career low in turnovers since his rookie season, and he has the Spurs as the 6th seed in the Western Conference, 16-11. Nobody had the Spurs when we did our preseason predictions going into the postseason. I think he should be rewarded for that. However, if Anthony Davis and Paul George do not play, I do think Devin Booker and Zion Williamson will get in lieu of those injuries. But DeMar, man, coming in the West balling, man, and got the Spurs in the playoffs. What can you say? Nothing. Carter.
My turn. All right. I got Dame, obviously. Donovan Mitchell. I have Zion. I have PG. I have AD, but I don't think he's gonna play. So I got in quotations replaced by BI. I think BI is not gonna be a starter. They're just gonna name him as the replacement like later. I got Devin Booker, and then for the last spot, I got Chris Paul or Ja Morant. I don't know who they're gonna go. They both had a lot of votes. I think Ja get a lot of respect now that he's back, and he started off kind of being passive, but then they kind of hit a switch, and now he's getting buckets again. Like he picking up where he left off, and before he got hurt, he had dropped like 40. So and he dropped 30 the other day. So I think he's getting back in the groove. And then I feel like they always respect the veterans, so Chris Paul still got a chance to get in there. However, I think Ja Morant, the former Rookie of the Year, he actually playing better this year than he was last year. So it's hard to not mention his name or not give him a vote at least. So I think one of them two will get in their last spot.
I think
if AD could be replaced by somebody that's not a forward, I don't know how it works. I don't know if they gotta be a forward. If they gotta be a forward, then I think BI. But if it could be anybody, I think that might be where another guard might slip in.
Jace.
You're muted.
All right, so for my backcourt, I'm gonna go Damian and Donovan. Both of them having great seasons. I feel like Donovan gonna turn it on after the All-Star game as well. After what Shaq had said to him, he's already turning on after that. But I feel like after that All-Star game, he's gonna turn it on some more. Front court, I'm gonna go AD, Paul George, and Zion. I don't think AD is gonna play either, so I'll go Brandon Ingram in lieu of him. And then my reserves, I'm gonna go Chris Paul. What? Bro, stop talking, bro. I'm gonna go Chris Paul and I get DeMar DeRozan, bro.
Hey, I thought you were gonna say Devin Booker, but
Once you make an All-Star game, it's hard for you to miss it if you if you're a good player.
who a good player.
Devin Booker.
So Chris Paul not making it.
Nah, I'm talking about DeRozan not making it.
Politics.
It is, but I'm just telling you how it worked.
It is what it is. And the NBA All-Star reserves will be announced on February 23rd. Excuse me, I said the 22nd. It will be announced on the 23rd. Is there any more NBA All-Star news before we talk about the NBA real quick?
Can we do our MVP predictions for the All-Star game, or shall we wait?
Let's wait until everything official.
Go.
Till LeBron pick a better team.
I mean,
Let's.
If I was him, I'd go Kyrie first pick, but that's just me.
That's temporary. Y'all hear me?
LeBron throwing oof to Zion would be disgusting.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. We will start with the Boston Celtics. They are currently 14-14. On the fall from grace. They are the 5th seed and are at 500. What's wrong with the Boston Celtics? I hear Kemba's the problem. I hear Danny Ainge come out yesterday or today saying that it's his fault that the roster is this bad. I'm hearing
I heard
the injury of Marcus Smart is the reason. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What is wrong with this team that John, I'm gonna start with you because you said this team will have the coach of the year in Brad Stevens. What is going wrong?
I did say this. I think it's just injuries. Like Marcus Smart, you don't miss a good thing until it's gone, and that's defense. It's someone who plays it, and Marcus Smart being the veteran really of the starting lineup, he keeps. You would think it's Kemba, but it's not. It's Marcus Smart, and him not being there, he sets the tone, energy, momentum. He's kind of like a Draymond spirit, and when he's not there, it's just so much harder to win games, and that's what the Celtics are seeing. That when you don't have emotional support from like emotional leadership, it's hard to win games and get involved in it and get yourself tuned up. So that's pretty much what's going on here. There's no doubt in my mind if they had Marcus Smart, they'd be like 4 or 5 games over 500. It's just the reality. I'd like to say that's the number one problem. I'd also like to think that they didn't do the best job of building depth, and a lot of their bench players are extremely young and small. Carson Edwards, Peyton Pritchard, Semi Ojeleye. You have Tristan Thompson starting games. Like, I just don't think their roster is like the best when it comes to competing. So they have great players. It just shows you how good Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is. Because with Kemba struggling and the roster not being, I believe, one of the best benches in the NBA, it's like you have to have your all-star players do all-star things on a nightly basis. So with the exception of that 4-point game Jason Tatum had a couple of days ago, or 6 points, whatever it was, I think they've done a great job being at least 14-14 without their main defensive player. And it's a weak Eastern Conference, so I have no doubt that they'll pick it back up and start winning games sooner than later, and especially after the All-Star break.
Derek, you take it away.
They've lost 3 straight. The first one being against the Pistons.
Pistons are 5. They took the Lakers.
Tatum had 33 and Jaylen Brown had 27, but in that game, nobody else scored over 11 other than Theis, and Kemba didn't play. So that was a big, that played a big part in that L. And then in their next L, they lost to the it was a team. Who was it?
The Wizards.
They lost to the Actually, they're not on a 3-game losing streak. They won one, but they beat the Nuggets. So the losing streak wasn't that bad. They had ended it. But they also lost to the Wizards, and then they lost to the Hawks. When they lost to the Hawks, Jaylen Brown had 22, Tatum had 35, and Kemba didn't play again. So that's really a big thing. It is the injury bug, looking at that. However, when Kemba does play, it can't be a limit on, Kemba's back, so we're going to play down. They need to all drop 20. If them 3 drop 20, they shouldn't lose. They should be able to win that game. And I know defense is low-key important, but they just don't have defensive players other than Jaylen Brown and Tatum. And Grant Williams, he played good D. But for the most part, there's not with Marcus Smart gone, your team not gonna be defensive oriented or able to do switches like y'all used to. So now you go out there and you just rely on your offense, which isn't bad because you have 2 of the best. You got 2 of the best wing players in the league, and then you got Kimba, who's a top 10 point guard in the East. So yeah, I wasn't saying the league. Don't play with me. But you take that and you can capitalize on that. I think they do need more, and I heard they are in the rumor mill a lot, and they want another wing player. They want potentially Harrison Barnes or somebody like that, and they definitely should give it a try because this roster ain't no championship roster, and I had them going to the finals. So I don't know what they need to just go back to the drawing board. Right now, the way this roster built, they'll be lucky to be a second round exit. But the roster they have now, they could be a first round exit depending on who they play.
So I'm hearing health and Danny Ainge. Damon, what do you think is the cause for this?
No, sir. They did not get away too easy. Last year, I heard Kimba is just he's Kyrie, bro. Kyrie was holding this team back. I mean, that's what it is, bro. Kimba is a career low 16 points per game, a career low 3.7 assists per game. I'm sorry, a mere career low 4 assists per game with the best 2 players he's ever played with. But I heard, Kimba never had help. Right. And so when Kimba shoots poor percentages and he's shooting a career low 36% from the field, but we not giving Kimba no blame. But when he was an all-star starter last year, it was, he's top 5, but now he's maybe top 10 point guard in the East? Nah, man. We're not giving no Kimba cosigns. We're not giving him no passes. Kimba needs to be better for the Boston Celtics to be better. Plain and simple.
Jace.
That's good to say, but he hasn't been playing. So how can you say he needs to be better when they're losing games? He's not playing. No comment. Cool. Okay.
Jace.
He's not playing. How you going to expect him to be better? He's played 13 games.
And Ja played 16, but you was putting all this praise on Ja name too. Hey man, availability.
Ja's the best player on
even with Kimba on the floor.
Ja's the best player on his team. Kimba is not. That is the difference.
He get paid like the top player though. Jace.
All right, man. In all honesty, I feel like they still don't know what they're trying to do without Marcus Smart. That Marcus Smart piece is huge for the Celtics team. Especially with Kimba not playing up to par. Kimba is definitely playing very underwhelming. I feel like it is the injuries. Like the injuries are messing him up too, but at the same, I mean, he only played 13 games. Like I could say, he only played 13 games, so that is also a problem. So I mean, of course they're in the East. So they're gonna make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're not gonna make the playoffs, but we have to see towards the end, like after All-Star game, see how they work it out. If Kimba's still playing the way he's playing, they'll be like a first round, second round exit. But hey, I don't know. I feel like it's injuries though. I feel like they don't know what they're trying to do yet, especially on the defensive side with Marcus Smart out. They don't know what they want to do on the defensive side with Marcus Smart out. So yeah.
Before we move off this topic, we all seen reports that when Kawhi was originally with the Spurs and AD was with the Pelicans, that Celtics should have went out and got these players and traded Brown or Tatum for Kawhi and AD. Do you think that the Celtics championship window has closed?
I believe Danny Ainge closed the Celtics championship window when he got rid of Isaiah Thomas and the way that he did it. There was no coming back from that. Anthony Davis' dad told us so, and that's why no stars have looked to go to Boston. No stars have wanted to go to Boston, and ultimately why no stars are going to want to go to Boston to help Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum get over the hump.
Carter.
I agreed with that somewhat. That kind of made his reputation look bad. I don't think their window is closed on being a contender. They just gonna have to do it organically. They're not gonna be able to just get no big name like they thought they would be able to. And they're still young. Your 2 best players are under 25. You're fine. You got a lot of time. You just won't be like, again, it's gonna have to be built, not bought. And they can't buy it because he ruined it when he traded Isaiah Thomas like that.
John, you were shaking your head. Do you not agree?
personally, okay, the East have gotten so much better just this season, like way better. This is the best competition the Celtics has ever seen in the Eastern Conference, probably in the recent years, other than LeBron James being there. But when LeBron was there, you knew it was LeBron's conference. You know, it wasn't really too many other threats. But like now, it's a lot more competitive, and teams can beat the Celtics. Like they're not this invincible team. Like they're not that good for real. I think the way that the Eastern Conference scores points this year, they can lose games. So personally, I think their championship window has closed. I just don't see them getting I don't see them going to the finals this year. I don't see them going next year. And unless they get a third superstar, it's not going to happen. You need, as we see in this league.
I'm sorry, John. I was on mute. I just wanted to let you know that I was supporting your point. You said they need a third superstar. I said, please continue.
Yeah, unless they get a third superstar, like as we've seen in the league, you need 3 superstars to win a ring. So they don't have that. And until they get it, and like Damon said, and Derek agreeing, like Danny Ainge has kind of messed up the reputation of the Celtics. The players don't feel safe there. I can get traded after you call me a franchise player. So you got to build the reputation back. You got to build trust back for the NBA players to go there. And they need a third superstar if they want to win. And personally, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
And last but not least, Jace, how you feeling, man?
I feel like this does not look too good for the Celtics right now. Both signed, I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown signed 4+ years extensions and deals. So, both not even in their primes yet.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like both of these guys, if they get their game together, get into that prime mode, I don't think anybody in the Eastern wise, except probably the Nets, can relax, Damon, relax, brother, relax. Except the Nets can beat them. Now, if these guys get to their prime, I'm not saying it's gonna happen this year. Of course, it's not gonna happen this year. But say like the end of their contract extensions, they can definitely make a run for the Eastern Conference Finals and all that. But right now, nah, man. I feel like they're in a bad position. We got to see when Marcus Smart comes back, see how they bounce back or whatever. But I don't.
Only
without Marcus Smart right now, my fault. I was just like, I can see the Hornets beating the Celtics right now. Yeah. Like the Hornets, I can see them beating the Celtics in a 7-game series.
It's because of the other pieces on the team. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are doing their thing. They're doing what they got to do. But other pieces like Kemba has to do what he has to do for them to win games. He has to be cardiac Kemba. He has to, and he's just not. He's not.
And like you said they haven't hit their prime yet. But when they hit their prime, in the East specifically, they'll still have to see Giannis. They still have to see the Sixers if they keep Embiid and Simmons. The Hawks young core will be developed by then. The Orlando Magic young core is still in development. The Hornets is like, it's not guaranteed that they will make the championship in the 5 years when their prime hits. I
feel like right now, looking at these two guys right now, they will be the 1 and 2 of the league at one point in time. Honestly, looking at them right now.
I disagree with that. I got you.
What do you mean 1 and 2? Like 1 and 2 best players in the league?
Yes, when Bron is out of the league, when KD's out, yes, I see them being.
Giannis is still going to be here. Luka is still going to be here.
These guys chill.
Anthony Davis,
Embiid.
Y'all say Giannis.
They're gonna what? Y'all don't see their ceiling right now. Like, you don't see the ceiling.
What? Neither of them.
Jason Tatum and
neither of them are gonna be
crazy that y'all knocked Ben Simmons for the same thing Giannis can't do, and that's crazy. Like
Giannis will take 6 threes in a game.
Giannis a 2-time
MVP. Giannis will shoot.
My fault. I say top five. Both of them in top 5 of the league.
Both of those players have a capability of being the best player Both of
them-
them players
Not they on the
at
same
least.
team. Not they on the same team.
Not
No,
together.
I'm talking
No.
about like it's like
Not
an
together.
OKC type of thing.
Okay,
Like
okay,
Not together.
okay. Nah, I
like
can
they
see
both
that. I can see
split
that.
and they-
Nah,
yeah.
Jace, you weren't, but we made sure that you were.
Oh, my fault.
Not together. Not together, but they do. They both.
That's what
Oh,
it was. No,
I
I
thought
did
you
was in my
said
head
together.
thinking like, okay, see, like, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Not, I thought you said together, like not go out. Two more basketball topics, you guys. John Collins is on the block. Cut Carter, our Atlanta Hawks aficionado. What's going on in Atlanta?
He just tied, bro. The Hawks wanted to give him an extension in the offseason. He turned it down because he wanted max, which I understand. And before Trae Young got hit there, he was the best player on the team.
You said John Collins would be an all-star last season. What happened?
He got suspended for 25 games.
That derailed his career to the point that he's leaving Atlanta though?
They offered him extension even after he got suspended. He wants big money, which he low-key deserved because before Trae Young got there, he was the best player. He wasn't as high of a pick as Trae Young, and he played. You know, he was a surprise. He was better than I thought he was gonna be. He's better than I thought he was gonna be. And now the Hawks just don't make sense when they draft a forward. You drafted a forward on Yeke Gangagu. I can't say it right. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm messing it up, so I'll apologize. But when they draft, why would you draft a forward when you have a forward? Why would you trade for Clint Capella when you got to play you throw lobs to all game? Granted, Clint Capella looks good in Atlanta with Trae, but now the backcourt front, what is it? Front court is getting locked. It's like a log jam. It's too many people. Too many people around, and honestly, John Collins is playing better this season than he played last season. His numbers are up. His 3-point percentage is up. He's showing that he could be a better threat from the perimeter. So, in all honesty, he deserves the max. And I think the Hawks know that, and they don't want to give it to him. So now it's you on the block. And people try to say they think him and Trae got beef going on. And I don't think it's necessarily beef. They're both Adidas athletes, and they both, they're close. They've been there for 3 years now, together for 3 years now. But it's Trae's team, and ultimately, he's going to be the one that lasts. So they're trying to flip him for an early first-round pick, which I don't think they'll get. But I do want to see him thrive. I hope he can stay here, but if they're not going to pay him, he's really good enough to go wherever, and I think he can have immediate impact with anybody. And if he goes to a team like that Boston Celtics team we talking about, or a team like that, I think he gonna play. He gonna show himself. His value is at an all-time high in his career. So I'm proud of him for betting on himself, actually.
Danny Ainge ain't giving up a first-round pick. He keep those.
I don't know why.
Anybody agree, disagree, or we can move on? John Collins on the block. Thoughts?
I mean, I feel like with the John, I hate the mom, bro. Like, he pissed me off, man. But what's it called? I feel like John Collins is. I feel like just the Hawks. The Hawks is the only team that would give him a max. So.
Don't want to.
Exactly, they don't want to. So I feel like I don't even think he deserves a max. I don't think we should be handing out maxes like this. Like
They
it
do.
started, huh?
They do though. Tyler Johnson got a max, man.
Sad, right?
Harrison Barnes got a max.
Sad,
Man.
right?
Huh?
Sad, right? Like these guys, I don't think these guys deserve maxes. Like I don't think they deserve maxes. I just
They
don't.
got unlimited money, boy. They give out maxes.
That is the reason why. That's the reason because NBA got unlimited money. That's the reason why. But I just don't feel like they deserve maxes. Like Rudy Gobert, he doesn't deserve a max.
Two-time
But-
DPOI, be respectful.
Like I said, he doesn't deserve a max. The dude can't memorize a drop step or a spin. He can't memorize it.
John Collins, please, John Collins.
Okay, I know. Okay. I just don't think he deserves a max, bro. I don't think he deserves a max. And I feel like him saying he deserves a max is gonna mess up his career in some type of way. He's gonna go to a team there. I don't think he's gonna perform the same way he performs with the Hawks, and it's gonna be another. Can't compare him to nobody, but I don't think he's gonna.
I think his career will flourish if he leaves the Hawks. Honestly, like if he go anywhere else,
I think if he goes to the Hornets, he'll be fine. They'll love him, man. I think that's the perfect team for him.
Actually, the Hornets will that'd be a good fit.
Him with LaMelo and Miles Bridges, and
I think anywhere else will be
I
good.
think the Wizards could use him. I think a lot of teams could use him. I think he's a very attractive piece to have as a power forward. And he's young. He's still, I think John Collins might be 24, 25, if that. So
I don't think he deserves a max right now, though. I don't.
it's a bunch of people that don't deserve him that got him. He's 23. He made 24 in September. Go ahead, get it. Let him get the max.
He has been steadily improving his 3-point shot. I just thought when they brought in Clint, him and John Collins' games at the time were very similar.
Similar because of the way they catch lobs. And
Yeah,
he still can do that.
and the way they played. And I know Clint's a better defender, and Collins' strength is he's a better 3-point shooter. So, I don't know.
I think, Clint Capella is a really great offensive rebounder, and that's what you need, especially when Collins is taking jump shots. You don't have nobody to get the rebound. So
He's a center, so it's like it should be able to work. So
be able to.
I think the GM might need to look at the coach.
You see,
I don't want to blame Lloyd Pierce for everything. But
I definitely think Lloyd Pierce should be fired, bro. And it's crazy because I rock with Lloyd. I got a chance to meet him. I asked him a question one time at a coach's clinic. Really good person. Cares about the community, organized, the State Farm election thing and getting those people. Like, he does a lot for the community. But his team is way better than their record, bro. And this is like the third season, and it's not like they're getting better. And honestly, you look at it this year, it probably won't make the playoffs. They probably
I think them losing Hunter really hurt them. He was their best.
and that's what I meant to mention. They like playing him at the 4.
Yeah.
It's too many people because Hunter can play the 4 and guard a 4 and a 3.
Yeah.
Hunter can really guard 1 through 4.
He's really their best defender. He was the better.
Cam Reddish can guard 1 through 3. So all these new drafts, the last year's draft and the past draft, the past one or whatever, that kind of, I think that left a bad taste in Collins' mouth because the people they were picking is like, oh, I'm supposed to give up minutes for him, or you know what I'm saying? Like they're messing with his time on the court. However, I like the idea of Trae Young, Cam Reddish, and Hunter and Collins and Capella. I don't think they ever got a chance to give it a good run, but I don't know.
Hunter's meniscus injury really, because he was balling when he was playing. I almost traded for him in fantasy basketball the way he was playing. So
I think that is a setback, but I think they know that Hunter's like that now. So it's like, oh, we got Hunter, we're going to pay him. We got Reddish. I want to keep Reddish. Reddish is their low-key the best perimeter defender now. He's
when Reddish unlocks that offensive potential, bro, they're gonna be so nice. But I think Lloyd Pierce will be fired if they don't make the playoffs. I
don't know who they're gonna go get. Jason Kidd out there. I like to see Jason Kidd in Atlanta. That'd be cool.
I won't.
Or they're just gonna promote Nate McMillan, the head coach, because
they do that. That's what I've been hearing anyway. A lot of the Hawks Twitter love talking about Nate McMillan. So
Nate McMillan's on their staff.
Yeah,
he's the assistant coach, literally.
Oh, yeah, they might. That might
be what they do. They might be the move they work. And Nate know how to make the offs.
He not make offs. Can't win a series, but he'll make offs.
He'll make offs. He did last game against.
Last game they played with Celtics.
Celtics.
He coached that game.
That's why he was trending.
Yeah, Lloyd Pierce had a baby in Atlanta, so he came home.
Oh,
he was like, I need to coach the team.
Boy, still having Cowboys, Lloyd.
He's coaching the next 2 games. For all.
They win both of them games, boy.
They win, boy. I'm telling you.
They play the Celtics tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
How many games?
They won their last game? The Hawks won their last game, or they lost?
I believe they won their last game. What you said, Jay?
How many games did DeAndre play?
Oh, I got you.
Boy, kind of old to be having kids.
They played the Celtics. They won their last game was against the Celtics, and they play the Celtics again tomorrow, John.
43. And they both games in Boston. They still in Boston. They stayed out there. Lloyd 43. Kids. I wanted to bring a topic to you. Oh, he's 44 actually. I wanted to bring a topic to you, boo.
Hunter played 18 games this season, Jace.
I wanted to bring something to your attention, boo.
What you got on me?
The Bucks have lost 3 or 4 straight, and they're currently getting beat by Dub to the.
I'm hearing that Drew Holiday's injury is the reason why they're there.
So I like to talk about that trade, that value that he brought. He brought it because without him, they look terrible.
I don't even think you shouldn't even be losing back to back to the Raptors, bro.
Well, you know the
North.
South. The South. We in Tampa now. The South.
No. They don't even they don't have Cal, bro. They don't that's not acceptable.
I was gonna bring that in, but it's too many topics.
It's not Cal's team. It's not Cal's team.
Yeah, they're trying to move off of Cal, and
that's not Cal's team anymore.
I know that's why they're trying to trade him.
It's really bad.
He got 17-7. Siakam got 25, 5 and 5.
No, it's Cal's team, but it's not Cal's team. If that makes sense.
Anunoby's back clamping stuff, and the person nobody talks about
Chris
Right there.
Boucher.
I got a fantasy.
I have him in one of my leagues too. Norman Powell. Yes. That boy,
In the
that
first,
man is a bucket.
Yes,
He's a bucket.
he entered the starting lineup 10 games ago, and he's averaging 21 points.
he like that.
Man,
That's crazy, bro.
he
Like-
dropped a 30 ball one game. He's like Norman
And he
Powell.
started starting the season.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he,
like
he wasn't having a good year.
he was
But
starting. Moby got hurt, and then they was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're actually
like,
good."
like you are.
And when last time he came to Atlanta, when I think it was last season or the season before that, and he killed the Hawks. Like he had like 8 threes or something crazy like that.
He's a
Yeah, I think because it's Kyle Lowry's team, cause it's just not his. It's not his team, if that makes sense. Because I think the organization is trying to move off of him, but at the same time, I believe
Because nobody gonna trade for him at this point.
the city of Toronto, plus what he did for the city, because I believe he's the best Raptor ever in their franchise history.
Yeah,
So I think they're trying to move off him, but like not trying. They're trying to, but it's gonna be hard for them to do. I think Kallari can bring you value wherever he goes, though. We've seen it with Chris Paul.
I think
he's
he's gonna have to. He's not gonna be like Chris Paul. Chris Paul makes $40 million a year. Nobody's giving that to Larry
at his age, yeah.
But the key with the Bucks, though, I think people need to talk about. They gave up so much, and they thought they was getting Bogdanovich, which they needed, but Bogdanovich ended up getting hurt anyway. But DiVincenzo has not been delivering, and he starts. He was their first round pick 2 years ago.
After the Villanova run.
He was actually never a starter in college.
Yeah,
right. He was the sixth man.
He was after those two like championship, the final 4 games got him like drafted.
Yeah, I don't think they need something else. Like they need another guard.
They missed out on. They really wanted Bogdanovich.
And Brian Forbes is good, but I don't think Brian Forbes and Drew. Well, I start Brian Forbes and Drew, but then your bench don't have a point guard for real. Oh, DJ Augustine. Yeah, they got to get DiVincenzo out of the starting lineup immediately.
Gotcha.
Brian Forbes, they played him. I want to say they gave Brian Forbes a max. Jace, told you they give him out. You can get one. So Brian Forbes and Drew Holiday need to start as soon as Drew get back, and I think DiVincenzo need to come off the bench where he belongs.
Okay. Is there any more basketball news? We talked about other topics. So
Free Drummond and Blake.
Yeah, that was on there, and I was gonna talk about Draymond too, but
it's cool. I know we pressed. We're not pressed, but we sat on.
Yep. Oh, we shift gears to football with breaking news and football. Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles, not an Eagle no more, is traded to the Indianapolis Colts for a 3rd round pick and a conditional 2nd round pick. The conditional 2nd round pick is if Carson Wentz plays 75% snaps, at least 75% of snaps, that 2nd round pick turns to a 1st round pick. Or if he plays 70% of the snaps and the Colts make the playoffs, that pick turns to a 1st round pick. That's something I was trying to do with Derek and with our Madden League conditional pick. Demond, I'll start with you though, cause your man, is he back? Is it Carson back? Is he back? Let us know.
Head coach Frank Wright, offensive coordinator at the time my boy was having his MVP season before his devastating injury. I mean, the supporting cast is as good as it's gotten since Carson's MVP run. Defense is elite. You're gonna get Marlon Mack back. You're going to get Jonathan Taylor in year 2 after having a 1,000-yard season and double-digit touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton is now going to have his best quarterback since the days of Andrew Luck. Trey Burton, who, of course, Wentz has experience playing with in Philly. I just love this situation. I love the fit. I think Frank Wright can definitely fix Carson Wentz. And I think that the Colts will definitely win the division next year. I like them to have at least 11 wins. I think with that defense and Carson Wentz taking that next step out to prove people wrong. Plus Jonathan Taylor anchoring down with arguably the best offensive line in the league. We've seen what Carson can do with a great offensive line. Some very good things are about to happen in Indianapolis, and I like them to win the AFC South and make some noise. And I think they're a team that can compete with the Chiefs because already me and Bruiser had said that we felt that their run game had allowed them to do so. So now you allow Carson to come in, his breakdown playability, ability to make plays down the stretch of games, ability to push the ball deep. I'd like to see Indy go get a deep ball threat. In addition, maybe we'll see the emergence of Paris Campbell finally, or some other guys that they've been waiting on to pop through. So we'll see, but I'm definitely excited to see Carson and Indy. Shout out Jalen Hurts, though, man. He's gonna Jalen Hurts, man. I black quarterback, man. We
Hey.
see you ball out, man. So
I think because the Eagles was trending earlier this afternoon because they're facing the largest dead cap hit in NFL history, a $33.8 million cap hit is due to the Carson Wentz trade, and only getting a third and a conditional second round pick. It's not peak value they wanted the first, but they had to end up settling for what the Colts wanted, and the Colts are betting on them. I think the Colts are betting on themselves. They think Wentz is worth the first with the conditional pick because I do think they'll make the playoffs. And if Wentz plays more than 70% of snaps, that would be a first round pick for the Eagles. So it'll be interesting to see. What do you guys think? John, how you feeling, man? Jalen Hurts, is he QB1 or would the Eagles draft the quarterback? What are you thinking?
You got 7 rounds, so drafting a quarterback is insurance. Like Jalen Hurts gets hurt, you got insurance. You definitely need that. I don't think it's disrespect, but even if they do go get a quarterback in a draft for Hurts, that just means you got to play harder. Now you got a little competition. Obviously, you named QB1, but if they draft a QB and he starts showing out in training camp, that puts pressure on you. So I'm always down for friendly competition. I think that's not an issue. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. I do think he'll play well, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Personally, I think the NFC is just too tough, and I think their division is getting tougher. We'll see what Dallas do at the quarterback position next year. But with Washington, they look good. And with Heineke, he might be coming back to play the quarterback position. So the defense is good. So Jalen Hurts has got a tough challenge ahead. As for Carson Wentz, though, I think he's in a prime position. I mean, they're going to the playoffs this year without a doubt. Personally, I believe the Colts are that good. And they have a great offensive line. They have a great run game. They have receivers that can catch. They have good coaching. All around, he's literally upgraded where he came from and where he's been. So I like the trade. I don't think the Colts gave up too much. It's respect. And, hopefully both of the quarterbacks at the end of the day have a great season and, make both their teams look good, especially Jalen Hurts.
Jace, what you thinking, man? You got the Eagles in our Madden franchise league. How you feeling, man? Would you have done this trade?
Would I have done this trade? I would have done this trade knowing that I'm going in a rebuild mode because that cap hit is just insane. Trust me, I felt it in this Madden league. It's the worst. But the Colts, I feel like this trade the winner and the loser will be determined next season in the middle of the season or whenever, we determine it. But I feel like it will be determined next season because, yes, Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. I will give him that. He's a good quarterback. But he's had 4 injuries in the last 4 seasons. So that 70-75%, if he plays, that's not given. So if he doesn't play 70-75%, I feel like the Colts are a loser. I feel like the Colts lose that deal. But if he does, they make the playoffs. Everything goes expected because Carson is definitely upgrading teams. They have a better defense, they have a better offensive line, all that. So him going to the Colts is a great move for his career. So I feel like this trade will just be determined, like the winner and loser will be determined next season.
I think the only way the Colts loses this trade is if Carson Wentz plays more than 75% of the snaps and they do not make the playoffs.
That too.
Because you giving up a first, plus you regress from last season, what you had with Phillip Rivers. That's just a huge blow of confidence for Wentz. You will lose the trade, and it just all around it'll be a failure of all parts. Carter.
They give up the first if he does play 75%.
Yes, or if he plays 70% and they make the playoffs.
So really,
if you don't play 70%, they don't give up the first.
Correct.
So
it's based on like if they use them, they got to give up something, give up more.
Yeah, because it's a second, but if they fulfill the condition, that it's going to turn into a first round pick.
So if he plays 75 and they don't make the playoffs, they still get the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to give up the first.
70 and get okay. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's surprising that's what he went for after all he did. But again, I personally don't think that they're gonna win the division. I think they'll make offs.
Who won the division? Tennessee.
Yeah, I got Titans winning. I think Titans win the division. I think the NFC West, AFC West sends 2. I think the AFC North sends 2. I think maybe 3, and I think the AFC East sends just the Bills again. Oh no, Dolphins are gonna be right there too. Honestly, it wouldn't be. I think it's a strong chance they don't make the playoffs.
I disagree with that. But because the North's not sending 3, that's why I disagree.
Well, I think the Browns will be back. I know the
agree.
Ravens are going.
I agree. I don't think Pittsburgh's coming back.
Fair. If they fall out, they fall out, and then that ain't the only team in the AFC North.
But all right, what's next on the docket?
Yeah, I'm like, no, wait a minute.
Go Burrow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know about
that. Just a little quick NFL news. Jimmy G will stay. He is reportedly to stay with the San Francisco 49ers, and Damon is applauding. John is making a face.
L or W. You gotta start that segment. L or W when we do our quick topics.
Oh, okay. All right, L or W. Jimmy G stayed in San Fran.
L.
W.
W for the Seahawks.
W for the Seahawks. Yeah.
Big Ben, he wants to come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it seems like management and ownership are reluctant. So they're trying to figure out, because his cap penalty, if they were to cut him, is very similar to Carson Wentz. And we all know Big Ben struggled in the postseason later in December. So how are we feeling? The question is, Big Ben, should he stay with the Steelers or not? Well, should the Steelers keep Big Ben?
Time to cut ties, man.
Bye. What Dan said?
If Tom Brady can leave, Russ Wilson wants to leave, Ben, I don't want to see you nowhere else, brother. I'm serious.
If the Saints would be like, we're gonna try Big Ben, I would literally not watch again.
That's coming down if that happens.
Yeah, Big Ben is in a dome, bro. You feel relaxed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro, I would literally
Really come to Chicago and get the job done, bro. No cap.
Hey, John, talk to us real quick. What y'all doing? I heard y'all was in a Wentz race, but you didn't give up enough.
Yeah, I don't want to take an aside on your show to talk about Chicago. You know, I've done that too many times before. I am still in complete mystery on what the Bears are doing at the quarterback position. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I think they have moved on from Trubisky. I don't think he's coming back next year. That sucks for me. Because it's like, bro, you have to go get a quarterback that's better. And I saw some things that said 3 quarterbacks better than Trubisky, and it was like Jacoby Brissett, Jameis Winston, and it said Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I said, oh my God. Are you serious, bro? None of them are better than Trubisky, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know. They say Mac Jones also is gonna, we can get him, but I don't know, man.
You said none of them are better than Trubisky?
Oh, Jacoby's not better than True. I mean,
famous James.
Ryan did have Miami off to a great start this year and was wrongfully benched. I will say that. I was wrongfully benched. So he's just getting older. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he's old every season. Like, he's coming back to play again for us. I mean,
I think Jameis is better than Trubisky.
I'm nervous with the picks, bro. Like, I don't want those interceptions.
I think picks can be lowered if you have good coaching and better receiving. And he had Godwin.
Bruce?
Bruce loves going deep, bro. Like, Bruce was like, all right, you know what to do. That's why Brady and him got into it. Bro, Brady was throwing deep balls early in the season. Everybody was like, I told y'all Brady had a deep ball, and then he started throwing picks, and then Brady was like, "No, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not throwing the deep
He
ball."
said, "All right, Leonard, curl."
Yeah, he don't. But it's people try to make that seem like, oh, if you're not airing it out, you're not a good quarterback. And like, no, that don't make you a good quarterback. I mean, it shows that you can throw. Congrats, but that don't equal winning.
Smart football.
So you can Sean really don't even like going. Sean take 4 shots max a game. Bruce takes like if it was up to him, Bruce would go deep every play if he could. He's like going for the home run ball.
No biscuit.
Yep, risk it for the biscuit.
Not funny, bro. Like he does throw deep. Like they're gonna throw deep on their offensive.
Go look at the Bruce Arians Cardinals with Carson Palmer and go look at what they used to do. If it wasn't Larry Fitzgerald across the middle, it was going deep.
Or go look at Big Ben's first year with Bruce or his first year with Andrew Luck. Jace, what you got for us?
Question, man.
Talk to us.
So the Bears,
The Bears.
they like John said, Jacoby Brissett, Jameis, Fitzpatrick, right?
Right.
We just said 49ers still keeping Jimmy G. So where's D-Wop going, man?
Honestly, I don't think he's leaving. The way they talking, I don't think they're letting him leave, which I wouldn't either.
Oh, he's leaving. I think Watson would be traded for the draft.
If he leaves, the Jets got the most to give up for him.
I think he is going to be drafted. I mean, traded before the NFL, but like a week before the NFL, a day.
I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't. If I'm in Houston, I don't know, bro. I'm holding on for dear life.
Is playing like he's not playing any more games.
Every time they come out with a report that says Houston's not looking to trade him, it's another report that comes out about him saying, I'm open to go anywhere. It's like every time it's something that's against him getting traded, be like, I never said that. He's like, Watson says he's open to go anywhere. First of all, he only wants the Jets. The Texans say we're not fielding calls on him. Then it comes the next day. Oh, Watson said he'll go anywhere as long as it's a good situation. And it said the recent one was he don't want to go to the Jets if it means trading for him means not having pieces around him. He said, if you got to give up everything for me and then have nothing around me, I don't want to do it. And bro, you know, picking up steam that I don't like, I really don't like it at all. Like it's damn near Cam Newton-ish.
The Panthers.
Bro, if you go to the Panthers, bro, I'm gonna be sick.
Why?
I don't want to play them twice a year, but I heard they willing to come off McCaffrey for that boy. And I was like, that's crazy.
They quarterback more valuable than running back, and if that the defense still gonna be sweet, even though it's still young and
I
developed.
heard they're gonna come out the first, McCaffrey, and something else for him.
Another first.
Wait, has Dak signed anything? Has he extended anything?
They negotiating.
I heard that ain't close.
I mean, if Dak literally they don't franchise tag him or re-sign him, he'll literally be a hottest free agent. I think.
Yeah, he will.
I don't.
Who hotter? Oh, JJ Watt?
He not.
What are you talking about, Von Miller or something?
Hot to the players. I ain't seen players beg that man every day to come to their team.
They want that. They want the State Farm deal you got. Any more NFL news before we move on, guys? All right. Naomi Osaka versus Serena Williams happened last night. A battle of black excellence. Did you guys watch? I watched.
I was watching basketball.
All right, Jace, you can do you want to put you in the waiting room?
The Warriors game was lit.
I watched the Warriors, man, bro. I just seen that she lost. So.
They went to OT. I watched both.
Warriors got lit after the match ended, though.
Yeah,
exactly. As soon as the Warriors,
I was still watching it though. I was watching it.
So Serena was defeated by Naomi Osaka. Naomi started off struggling a little bit, but she locked in after I believe the first set. Am I correct, Carter? All the way from Kim.
Games. I think game set match. So
okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how tennis scoring works. I was confused watching.
Naomi got lit after the first 2 games.
Yeah, she locked
won the rest of that set. Like she won everything after that.
Yeah. So shout out to Naomi, shout out to Serena, 2 legends in the making. Well, one's a legend in the making. That for a football reference, I thought that's what Mahomes should have did to beat Brady, like Naomi defeated Serena, but you know, Tom Brady, you know. Well, no, but shout out to that was a fun match. I was in tune. I was tuned in.
I could watch it if it's people I like, but I can't just watch random people play tennis. No. I definitely want to try it now, though. I'm interested. I want to see like.
Do I funny?
How limber I can be.
What you thinking, John? You
Black
enjoy it?
queens can't motivate me to go play a sport. Come on, guys. 2021. Be motivated. Black women are the future. They're everything.
John, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, the matches are great. Like, it was fun. It was fun. I think Naomi, it was kind of like the crowd was with Serena, I felt like, but Naomi, that's far. Like, she's so young, 24, 20, like it's so far. Like,
Highest paid woman athlete in history, I believe.
Beating Serena, beating the GOAT, like on TV, and like getting in Serena's head, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Shout out to Naomi, man. Like,
Corday up, ain't it?
Corday up.
That boy Corday up, ain't it?
Corday the house husband. Okay.
I'd be the house husband too.
What? I saw how much money she got, boy. I see.
Wait.
Yeah, money for that.
It was a fun match. I mean, I would get into tennis. You know, if
I want to play for fun. You know, I'm not gonna be professional. No, but,
I can't watch tennis. The way the sport is like got to be polite. Got to clap when you only allowed to clap.
Yeah, you know how many neighborhoods got tennis courts around here, and nobody ever on them?
Ronald Bridges got a tennis court.
You know what I'm saying, bro. Why not? Why can't we? Why can't we?
Stupid.
We can do it too.
Bruh.
What shows, movies have you guys been watching? I'll go first. Judas and the Black Messiah, great film. Shout out to Keith Stanfield and Daniel.
You gotta go LW, my boy. You gotta go LW, bro. Keep it going.
Oh, nah, we got time for this. I want to hear your thoughts.
I got time.
You seen it, Jace?
I ain't watching it.
You ain't gonna watch it anyway. I know you seen it, Dawn.
Seen what?
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Nah, I haven't seen it yet.
All right. Music. Are we done here?
Need you and John, Bruiser.
Bruiser,
John seen it.
Y'all watch Snowfall?
yes.
We ain't there yet.
Don't interrupt it for Bruiser. He got to binge it this week. You need to go ahead and start today.
I don't care for spoilers. John, what you think? I know you saw
You
it.
watched it yet?
I thought I put you on mute.
Taking myself off.
John, what you thought about Judas and the Black Messiah, bro?
Man, this is a great movie. I definitely think whatever awards are out there for the taking for them to get, they need to take them and get. For sure, revolutionary, inspiring, and motivating for people that I believe that look like me and people that might not look like me and we're still on our side. But
You sound a lot like LeBron describing the Malcolm X book. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, like what?
He said you sound like LeBron when he was asking him to describe the book by Malcolm X, and he was like, "It's a great book. It's a great book. I ain't finished reading it yet, but it's a great book."
That's not. I ain't say nothing like that shallow.
Everything that he talked about, man, still going on.
Yo, the people don't take away the ignorance that they're saying, bro. Like, that's not what I was saying. But no, dead serious. My last point, the movie is pushing forth the message the Panthers could not push forth in the masses during the 60s because of the lack of resources, what the media portrayed about Black people heavily during that time. And I think now is revolutionary because, you know, you think like, oh, why hasn't no movie like this ever come out? Like, we haven't had any prime opportunity to be represented like this in the media until now, until the 20s that we live in. So I think this is a great time to be alive, especially as a Black person. The movie will make you love being who you are if you're Black personally. And I think it's a feel-good movie, a family movie, historical accuracy. And it should hopefully inspire people to just do more research about the historical figures in the Black community who they don't talk about and question why don't they talk about those people, you know? So great movie. I definitely recommend it. 10 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes. Bet not rated anything under 95 or I will be writing a personal letter of hate myself.
I arrived on the day Fred Hampton.
Sorry.
But
John, you know they're gonna do that. You know Rotten Tomatoes they're gonna be like,
I just thought the plot was a little bit rushed, you know.
like
it's not a plot because it really happened.
63.
For me, I never knew about the story, which is good for me to watch it. I watched it with my people. I learned a lot. However, I knew about the Black Panthers. I just didn't know he was, all about Fred Hampton. However, the part where they talked about, where they showed him bringing the different rival gangs and groups together, like he brought the KKK and he brought the, I don't know if it's the KKK, but it's like a form of the KKK.
He's like white
It's a white supremacist group though. It was like not white. Yeah, it was a white supremacist group, but they were more like focused on the Confederate and like having that. He brought those. He brought them people together. He brought the Puerto Rican or the Hispanic population together. He brought the Black Panthers together. He brought rival gangs in Chicago, black gangs together. So when I seen that part, I was like, wow, like he really was like interacting with all these groups. But when they was telling us about Black Panthers, they made it seem like, oh, it was against everybody. It was only Black Panthers for themselves. It was only Black Panthers doing this, or they only describe them as like causing riots or being militant and being aggressive. And basically they try to compare the Black Lives Matter movement to that, which is why I think them releasing the movie now was really good, because it showed like they weren't as they were more aggressive than Black Lives Matter, obviously, because it was the time frame then, but they weren't nowhere near as bad as what they painted them as, and especially in the 60s. So you could think about how racist and how segregated and all that things were in the 60s. And just give you a good idea of how long it's been. Like my mom, I'm not gonna give her age, but my mom was born that year that he died. So that the year he died, my mom was born like 10 days before he died. So basically, like, what I'm saying? That's just gives you a mindset, like how
he's only 21.
Right, he's only 21. So in his birth, he was only 21, and he's younger than Mimo. So that just gives you a perspective on
it speaks to like how he was young, starting the movement, how the Black Lives Matter young protesters.
And they painted him as like this big villain, and the way, and then like the worst part for me was just the ending, because it's not like it wasn't a known fact. I just didn't know it. That's how he died. So when I finally saw it, I'm like, my mom was like, "Oh, this is the part when they going." I'm like she was like, this is real. I was like, "Yeah, I know it's real, but I don't know." And then I seen it, and I'm like, dang, that's cold blooded. And I like the fact that they shot out his son at the end, because his fiance, his girl was pregnant when he was actually murdered. So it was a good, insightful movie. I usually don't like movies about Black history, not because I don't want to learn about the history, but because I don't like seeing how my people were treated. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I was actually glad I watched it.
Another thing, you never learned it in school.
Right. I didn't learn it in school for real. It's just when they talk about Black Panthers, it'd be like, oh, they were just this group, or they talk about Tupac mom. They don't really talk about, what was really going on and what the movement was fighting for. Or they don't talk about how he was giving free lunches to kids in schools and stuff. They don't talk about that.
I learned more about the Black Panther. I said Black Panther. I'm more about the Black Panther Party from Kendrick Lamar in school. Like, that's crazy.
Facts. I think
I don't mean to be the joking guy. Have any of y'all seen the Supreme Dreams video? He's like, all right, so we'll get to Black history.
I did see that.
Seen that.
Rosa Parks sat on the back of the bus, and Abe Lincoln freed the slaves. All right.
That's it? Oh, yeah. MLK had a dream.
That's how it is. Ain't not lying.
No cap. Nah, I'm glad I went to Campbell.
I wanted to shout out 2 more movies. I wasn't
done. Before we move on, I wasn't done.
Well,
I want to shout out Campbell Elementary School for doing the Black History Museum. My boy Jason's a part of that. I was Langston Hughes, so you know what I'm saying. Just shout out. I don't know you. You supposed to know that. Well, how you think about that, Carter? What you got for us?
I watched a movie called Cutthroat City on Netflix about New Orleans and about how it was like during the time after Katrina, when people were living in the lower Ninth Ward. It starred your boy that played Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. What's his name?
Green Goblin.
Tamik Moore, and it starred
Miles Morales,
the man that played Tupac in the Tupac biopic. Something.
Tupac.
Dante Hicks or Hugs Jr. I'm mad I'm messing up his name, but that was a pretty decent movie. I didn't like the fact that they had them playing it was playing New Orleans people without the accent. It was kind of like they was forcing the accent a little bit. So I thought that part.
Don't you hate when they try to use other people that doesn't look like us and think like us and you had them in the movie, Card?
Demetrius Shipp Jr. is his name, the guy that played Tupac. Cat Graham also played in it. And Denzel Whitaker and Wesley Snipes was also in it. It wasn't a bad movie. It just, I liked the message a little bit. It it reminded me a little bit of like similar to Dope a little bit. Like it had a message at the end, and it was directed by RZA, a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. So there's like a whole lot of black stuff going on. I appreciate Netflix for actually putting the spotlight on black directors and producers and stuff like that, because a lot of people don't do it as well as them. And then my last movie, I want to shout out another black movie starring Jamie Foxx. So I watched that too. That movie was fire. It's a top 5. Was it Pixar or was it?
It's a Pixar movie.
Top 5 Pixar movie for me.
I love Pixar. Pixar makes great movies.
Let's please do the top 5 because Soul ain't even snipping my 10. What?
Seen it? And you gonna say it's not top 5?
It was creative. I don't know if it's top 5 though.
It was definitely more creative than a lot of movies. And
I've never seen it, so
I watched it as an adult. You feel me?
All Pixar movies are creative.
And I said top 5. I didn't say it was number 1 because you want to know number 1?
Pixar is created. I mean, it's a whole shared universe.
One is The Incredibles. So
Coco, boy, you never seen Coco? Coco is fire. Coco is elite TV.
I don't know if it's number 1, but it's fire.
Coco's not number 1. Let's say it is
Not
top
number 1.
5.
No, that's not the top 5 I planned this week.
Right, come on, bro. Let's do Pixar top 5. Cut card. Why you doing that?
We can mix it in. We can do Pixar and we can do my other one. But I'm gonna give y'all a heads up now. The top 5, so y'all can get y'all list together, is Adam Sandler movies in honor of the 25th anniversary of Happy Gilmore. My boy.
I never seen Happy Gilmore.
You gotta see Happy Gilmore. You seen Adam Sandler movies? But did you put a thumbs down on Adam Sandler?
Boo.
Who gonna have uncut gems in their top 5?
He better not put Uncut Gems in there. Nah, but he could be in there, but he got a lot of movies.
never seen Uncut Gems.
It's on Netflix, John. What do you do?
Before.
John's such a Kyrie. Ugh! Slap my computer.
Before we get
Bro,
music,
you heard him, bro?
you don't got Netflix?
I do have Netflix. I just watch documentaries.
You won't be informed, cut?
I hate.
Twice. Gotcha. Damon, talk to us about WandaVision and Snowfall, and then we will be on to music. Or Jace excited too, so whoever, and Derek's excited because that's coming up.
Well,
Next Tuesday.
Snowfall does come back on next Wednesday. 2-episode premiere. I'm very excited for that. I'm excited to see how they expand on Gang Wars and Franklin's character development. And the trailers have been crazy. So I'm just excited all around for Snowfall. WandaVision, I went back and, every time I've seen an episode, I've watched it again. Just seeing the Marvel intro just gets me hyped. I watched it all with my girl again for Valentine's extended weekend I had, and she loved it. She likes the sitcom styles and how every episode changes. Just from her as somebody who hasn't seen like the X-Men movies. So when the X-Men Petro popped up, she was just like, who's this guy and this, that, and the third. And it's kind of fun explaining all that, but it just gives you a bigger insight that, like, how does Marvel do this and not knowing that everybody may not be a top fan like us. So it's interesting seeing it from that view, but I'm excited for the WandaVision episode that it comes out 3 a.m. But they showed a sneak peek of it. And this episode is going to be like Wanda talking to the camera, like in the sneak peek, she's saying that we've all had those bad days where our anger gets the best of us and stuff like that. I think it's going to be like the Modern Family type deal, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, but they say we might get a little closer to the villain in this episode, so I'm looking forward to that.
Jace, I know you're excited. I ain't gonna let Demon's take all the shine. What you got, man?
Hey man, I'm talking about both the shows. I'm a Snowfall fanatic as well. I'm looking forward to it. What day is it? Wednesday or Friday? Wednesday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Hey, just because you don't like the way I talk. Hey, my boy is a great actor. Great actor. I seen in the trailer he pointing a gun to Leon. Oh man, hey, y'all boys get ready for Snowfall as one. WandaVision. And I seen that Petro. I was like, what is going on? Because I'm an X-Men dude. I like X-Men. I can't tell you the timeline. I can't tell you at all. That timeline is all over the place. But I'm pretty good with the X-Men. So when I seen that Petro, I was confused, very confused. I was waiting for that next episode. They really didn't explain it, but they kind of did. But hey, this episode, I didn't see any trailers for this episode because I don't really like looking at spoilers and nothing like that. So I just look at the episode. But in my mind, I want to say she's being controlled by somebody, but we really don't know. We don't know yet. So I think, or it might just be grief. It might just be grief and what happened with Vision. We don't know yet. All right, stay tuned. We're gonna see. They say there's supposed to be a big shocker or something like that by the end of the season. So, hey,
that boy, they must have paid Jason to say that with the Marvels. They hooked you up the Marvel hoodie too.
Nah, like that's just coincidence. So I had this on when I went to work.
I got you. Okay, Carter. What's the 411 on music?
On what?
Music.
Say it again.
Are you not ready?
Now I'm playing on.
All right, let's see how you do today. Cut. What you got?
The 10-year anniversary of Nostalgia Ultra was this past week. It was very nostalgic for me. 10-year anniversary. I had to go back and listen to that guy, and my boy was in his bag. While we're sitting here, anybody drop your favorite song? Not songs, just one song. What's your favorite song on there on Nostalgia Ultra? Let me hear it.
Swim Good.
Love Crimes.
What'd you say, bro?
Favorite song on Nostalgia Ultra. Favorite song, just one.
Dust.
Yes, it's Dust for me too. Yeah, it would be.
I'm Jay, so I don't listen to Frank Ocean.
Dust, Strawberry Swing, and There Will Be Tears.
I thought you said one.
I said mine will be between. Mind your business. I'm giving the topics. You just listen and respond.
Okay.
LeBron is talking about doing a DJ Khaled type album, L or W.
Keep it.
I didn't ask you
LeBron gave us a song.
LeBron's not gonna rap, but LeBron's gonna
I'm not talking about LeBron. I'm not talking about LeBron rapping. I'm talking about last time he gave us a song. What happened?
What song he gave us? It may not mean nothing to y'all. Was that him?
Nah, he exactly produced 2 Chainz album, and he invented the deluxe album. Jason, what are you talking about?
He did invent the deluxe.
I forgot about that.
He invented the deluxe.
That boy LeBron said, so what if like you do like not another different album, but like 10 to 12 songs and then make the album and put that on like another project. You
Forgot about that.
deluxe. 2 Chainz like, yeah.
I know 2 Chainz boy. He was probably high. He was like, yeah, I like that, Brian.
I think it's a W. I don't think it'll be bad.
I think it'd be good if he got a decent ear for music based on the music he posts on his story. He don't
Wait,
really
what
listen
is
to
it going to be?
And I think
he's exactly producing it, or he's gonna
bring artists together on certain tracks, or like
bro, what he did with Forever, like that's an iconic song.
I don't think he had anything to do with Forever. Now that I think about it,
You serious?
it was just a song they put on.
That boy said,
The song was made for his movie, but he didn't have to.
It was made for his movie.
Well, LeBron is a hip hop historian, so he can
think
assume
he got-
all-star cast.
I think LeBron has a lot of rap friends, and he could possibly get a lot of stuff that people can't get.
Exactly. You think he ain't got pulled? He had pulled to get Wayne, Drake, Eminem, and Kanye on the same song. Now, but I don't know about nowadays, because nowadays, like, you got to go through the label
That
and all
album gonna sound horrible. It'll be like a playlist.
that. Y'all see that video?
What I have to say. Kodak Black's getting married. Bruiser alluded to that earlier.
I ain't know who TMZ. I was just messing with you, bro. Relax.
Rod Wave is about to drop some new songs, and I'm about to go through the songs that we're supposed to get to, and albums we're supposed to get today. Supposed to get Trippie Redd Project. I'm excited for that, I guess. Neon Shark versus Pegasus. Jim Jones and Harry Fraud are dropping something. Taylor Gang is dropping Taylor Nights. Lil Zay Osama, Trench Baby. 600 Breezy, Art of War. Kevin Gates to be announced, Bruiser. And it's a project.
Oh, when this is?
Hold on, Kevin Gates.
Lil Yachty featuring Kodak.
Who else?
Black.
Kevin Gates still been on young boy. Talk nice.
I know, but he said some disrespectful things to young boy. I don't.
Bruh, yeah, like you met young boy, like you can.
Chris Brown and Young Thug Go Crazy remix featuring Mulatto, Lil Durk, and Future. Okay.
I think Thug hopped on something with Meek Mill too.
Tory Lanez featuring Chris Brown, Feels. Bryson Tiller to be announced.
We're gonna talk about Meek Mill's distasteful lyric
3, 2, 1.
to some.
Coil Ray featuring Lil Durk, No More Parties remix. That is a banger. Make sure y'all listen to that.
You just saying that because Cole Ray so fine.
No, I actually like the song. And I'm like, everybody, I don't trust nobody.
Derek don't know what to do with our generation music.
Pull up in that, it go.
Every Devon.
I'm so dancing, baby.
Every Devon.
And my boy slide, Lil Durk verse actually sliding because you know you was doing that bust down on the challenge, blah blah blah. I can't say the rest because it's like that though.
What if our generation music decided to stop having their accounts there? What would you do?
I would search on Twitter like I used to do, and type in new music Friday.
You go to Hip Hop Facts.
There's a bunch of pages that post new music. It don't matter where I get my source from. Shout out to Our Generation Music though. I was following y'all when y'all had 20,000 followers. Let me get an interview with someone when I
Wasn't following you. They had 100 followers.
Russ Misunderstood.
All right, bro. We ain't listening to Russ, bro.
BFB, the Pac-Man featuring Lil Yachty and DDG Honey Pack remix.
DDG got a Yachty feature.
Top
You know,
five.
Yachty a feature on BFP. You know the fat dude. Rapper.
Top
He fired.
five.
Young Dolphin Key Glock. Case closed.
Cut. That's enough, bro.
I listen to Key Glock sometimes.
Top five.
Memphis running the rap game right now, low key, Bruce. You got to be respectful.
Debatable.
Bro, top five.
Debatable. I already told you my top five.
Top five.
Top five, no
Sandler
debating.
movie.
Top five.
No debating.
Top five. Cause we don't, bro.
Bruce, you hating.
All right, we're about to do our top 5 Adam Sandler movies in honor of the 25th anniversary of Happy Gilmore. And to kick it off, we got Slim Reaper himself. Let's get to it, Jace.
All right, so I got 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 3 honorable mentions. Okay, I got Happy Gilmore because I only seen it once. It was pretty funny though. I've only seen it once, but yeah, Happy Gilmore. Funny People, that was hilarious. And the new one that I feel like everybody should watch on Netflix is Hubie Halloween. He got a lot of actors come in for the Netflix. I think it was a Netflix original, and it's real funny. Number 5, I got Billy Madison. 4, I got The Benchwarmers. 3, I got Grown Ups 2. 2, I got The Longest Yard. And 1, I got Grown Ups.
Damon, you ready?
And I actually, Happy Gilmore did not make my list, even though we're doing this in honor of its anniversary. My number 6 gotta be That's My Boy. I don't know how many of y'all seen that. Han Solo with the sun. That is funny. Rex Ryan was in the movie. It's just all over the place. Number 5, Click. I love that movie. That was one of my favorite movies. It's like as a kid, it's like a grown-up movie because I didn't watch movies like that. But when I seen that, people dying and stuff, that's when I started like making the transition to seeing real world movies. Number 4, The Waterboy. I mean, number 3, Grown Ups. Number 2, The Longest Yard. And my number 1 is going to be Billy Madison. I think that's Adam Sandler's funniest movie far and away. It's my top 5.
Are you ready, John? I could go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't really have an honorable mention. Shout out to Adam Sandler. Like he's just great. I'd go all day with honorable mentions. And respectfully for this category, I'm gonna actually start from my top because it's really hard to rank Adam Sandler movies. So I think it's best for me to think about what my favorite movies are by him and then just go down from there. So number 1, my favorite movie of all time is The Longest Yard. I think it's because it's a sports movie. It has just like a lot of my favorite childhood actors in it, childhood like wrestlers in it. It kind of had a little scene of racial situations, dealings, and kind of exposed a lot about prisons. So I thought it was a great movie. It's my favorite movie. Number 2, I got The Waterboy. Just funny, classic. If any movie I fall asleep to, is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. Number 3, I got Bedtime Stories. I thought that was a very creative movie, and it was pretty far. Like, I love that movie, Bedtime Stories. Russell Brand being in it. Number 4, I had Click. You know, like what Damon said, like it was one of those movies I started to realize like the world is deeper than what I thought as a child. So it was really cool. And then number 5, man, jeez. I guess my honorable mention would be Billy Madison, but my number 5 is Big Daddy. It was one of my like first Adam Sandler movies I've ever saw, and it was a good movie. Even as a child, I understood it because he made comedy that relates to all generations. So I rock with that. Shout out to the grown-up movies too. I thought the grown-ups that he did 1 and 2 were pretty straight. Just didn't make my top 5. But yeah.
All right. My top 5 Adam Sandler movies. Honorable mention, Uncut Gems. I believe that's the last movie I seen from him. So honorable mention, Uncut Gems. Number 5, Pixels. Very creative concept for that movie. Video games coming to life, Pac-Man, things like that. Went on my first day, I saw that movie actually, so sentimental value. Number 4, Benchwarmers. That was a funny movie growing up. Number 3, Grown Ups 2. It's better than the first one. Number 2, I consider his animated movies as well. So Hotel Transylvania, that was a great movie. And number 1, I have The Waterboy.
Okay, I have a couple honorable mentions. You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Just Go With It. That was one of my favorite movies, actually. I used to like watching that. Blended. I like that movie with the Blended family. Uncut Gems, obviously. I watched that with Damon and Bruiser. That was good. And I gotta have 50 First Dates. That's a cute little movie to watch with your girl. My number 5 is Longest Yard. My number 4 is Spanglish. Came out 2004. Spanglish is one of my favorites. With I think that's Salma. Is that Salma Hayek in there? I want to say it is.
Probably he uses the same actors for every movie.
Yeah, he says loyalty. Yeah, Spanglish came out on the same time as 50 First Dates, and Spanglish, yes. Oh no, it's not Salma Hayek. It's Paz Vega. Good movie. With a woman, her daughter, immigrants or whatever from Mexico, but he falls in love with it. You know, long story short, but it's fine. Mr. Deeds is number 3 for me. I love that movie. Number 2, Billy Madison, and number 1, Waterboy, because I'm from Louisiana, and that movie's based in Louisiana, and it's just like a Bayou classic.
Bro, I forgot about Waterboy. I'm gonna start.
Like, I had no business watching Waterboy at elementary school when I was in New Orleans, but somehow that was on the TV when I was like 6 years old. And that's top 5, no debating.
Is there any news breaking? No, is that a podcast? Okay. And that's what concludes episode 92 of the PACT Life Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're available to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. Follow us at PACT Life Pod or PACT Life Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Beside me, we got second arrival, Mr. Johnny Morris.
Get the arrival right. When I come to the podcast, you get my arrival right. I appreciate it. It's been an honor. Shout out to Zach Levine. He will be an all-star reserve. I look forward to announcing that to y'all next week.
Dialing me is my brother, Mr. Cut Carter.
Bro, you know the Eagles take the largest dead cap hit in NFL history. I didn't read that earlier. That's crazy, but Cutthroat.
Who just said that, bro?
Dialing me is Devon. Oh man, last but not least is Slim Reaper, Mr. Jason Eastwood.
Y'all be blessed, man. Be blessed. Watch that division in Snowfall, please.
And I'm your host, Bruiser Carter. Thank you for tuning in, rocking with us. Episode 92, and we are out of here.